This tome tells a tale of friendship, trust, and the absolute cost of greed. The Alola region has a long history of summer spirit activities, the last 100 years hosting a nomadic campground, a festivity known to the residents of Alola as Campground Calamity. Each year, the youngest Pokemon from regions all around the globe were sent to spend their summer vacations learning, playing, and gaining merit badges. This year's festivities started with an untimely twist of fate, a shipwreck on a small island just off the coast of Melemele Island. A destined friendship was gained between an old mystic Xatu named Zan, who seemed to possess the ability to foresee the future as well as the past through the use of magical cards. He helped the campers piece together a map and craft boats using the island's resources to sail to Melemele Island. With some direction from Camp Admin Muk and the counsellors, the campers spent their first week at camp doing team building exercises. Before heading on to their next island, campers are introduced to a conflict involving a real estate developer, Nigel Necrozma, bribing the mayor to release land on Alola for mineral mining. These mining projects would potentially ruin future camp activities and wildlife areas. On Alola Island, an annual tournament is held known as the Cosmog Cup, where the winning team will gain a rare pet Cosmog for the remainder of the camp season to look after as a pet. During the closing ceremonies of the tournament, Mr. Necrozma shows up and has the camp staff examine a line of a campground contract Director Badoosh signed that states, "All rare, valuable, or covetable possession must be kept in the office of Nigel Necrozma for the duration of camp season as per section 2B of the liability insurance contract." This disappointment aside, the campers began to investigate various regions of Alola until when searching deep in the lush jungle, they discovered a dead light bulb attached to a dormant piece of machinery with a lever. The ruins on the lever indicate that pulling the lever up will have one outcome, whereas pulling it down will have another, ultimately determining if the bulb will be filled with solar or lunar energies. While the campers were busy exploring the lush jungle, Necrozma's crew from the Veilstone Mining Corp worked round the clock mining in hopes of finding a Necrozmium Z crystal. His goal was to give his resorts optimal sunlight and charging a premium for those who wished for the same. Unable to obtain the Necrozmium Z crystal, Necrozma made a deal with the entity known as Darkrai. Dream of what he desires most, the crystal, and Darkrai would pluck it directly from them. Necrozma didn't hesitate to consider the price of this deal. The possession of Necrozma's body for Darkrai's own bidding. Darkrai then used Necrozma's body, the filled bulb of solar energy, and the confiscated Cosmog, along with the newly found Necrozmium Z to create Ultra Necrozma. Darkrai had his own intentions for Necrozma's little plot, as he wished to harness the power of the sun and cast Alola into permanent darkness, so that he could then feed off all the residents' dreams. Zan stared deeply into his cards and motioned to Celebi, explaining that only she could see the plan. Celebi used Future Sight to travel into the distant futures in search of any possible outcome where Darkrai could be destroyed. Returning back, Celebi knew there was only one way to prevent Darkrai's inevitable reign, a self-sacrifice. Celebi travelled back through time to shortly before Darkrai entered Necrozma's mind and used Parish's song to bind herself to Darkrai. When Necrozma began to fuse with the solar bulb, it shattered, sealing Darkrai within it. Necrozma's energy, along with Celebi's, were quickly evaporated when the bulb shattered, leaving behind only his rainbow glasses, her sun hat, and the cracked bulb. Many weeks after the conclusion of the war and peace had returned to Alola, the camp staff and local villagers held a memorial and funeral for their fallen comrade Celebi. Atop of Celebi's grave marker was the purple ribbon from its discarded sun hat on the day it sacrificed itself. After everyone had left the gravesite, the wind picked up and caught the ribbon, blowing it away. As it faded into the distance, it transformed itself into a brilliant shade of magenta, hinting that there may be a bit of Celebi's magic still left in our world.